In a dusty attic, Dustella found a pair of old sneakers glowing faintly under moonlight. She slipped them on, and they hummed. Suddenly, she floated an inch above the floor. "Cool," she laughed, twirling, but then the sneakers sprinted out the window. "Hey, who's driving these?" she shrieked as they dashed across the rooftops, over fences into the sleeping city. The sneakers stopped before an old shoe store. Inside, shelves shimmered with glowing shoes. "You're the chosen walker," whispered a voice. A tiny cobbler stepped out, smiling. "These sneakers only fit those meant to walk between worlds." Dustella's eyes widened. "Worlds?" The cobbler nodded. "Tonight, we need you." And as the sneakers laced themselves tighter, Dustella stepped forward, ready for an adventure she never imagined. In a dusty thrift shop, Milo found a strange blue coat hanging in the corner. "Try it on," the shopkeeper winked. As soon as Milo slipped it over his shoulders, the coat purred and lifted him an inch off the ground. "Whoa, it hovers." Milo grinned. "Where would you like to go?" the coat whispered. Milo thought hard. "Somewhere no one's been before." With a flutter, the coat soared out the door, over streets, past clouds, higher and higher. They zipped through rainbow storms and cotton candy skies until they reached a floating island with doors hanging in midair. "Choose a door," the coat said softly. Milo reached for a shimmering silver one, but suddenly, all the doors began to glow. "Each leads to a different adventure," the coat whispered. "But you can only pick one tonight." In a quiet workshop, Rusty the robot stared at a blank wall. "I wish I could paint," he sighed, "but my hands are too clunky." Suddenly, a tiny bee with a paintbrush for a tail buzzed in. "Need help?" she asked. Who are you?" Rusty blinked. "I'm Beely, the painter bee. I make colours where there's none." She zipped around, splashing blues and yellows across the wall. "Wow!" Rusty gasped. "Teach me." "Sure," Beely grinned, guiding his metal fingers. Slowly, Rusty dipped into paint and made his first stroke, then another and another. Together, they painted swirling galaxies, dancing stars, and shining suns. "It's beautiful," Rusty whispered. Beely smiled. "Sometimes, it just takes a friend to show you how bright you can be." Shelley the snail longed for speed. Every day, she watched Skitter, the jetpack squirrel, zoom across the park. "Oh, to fly," she sighed. "Why so glum, slowpoke?" Skitter grinned, zipping by. "I wish I could go fast," Shelley said. "Hop on," he said, "but I'm a snail." "Perfect." Skitter strapped her on, and whoosh, they soared over trees and puddles. "Whee!" Shelley cheered. Suddenly, jammed controls, spiralling down, Skitter panicked. Shelley stretched out, splat, and caught a lily pad, gliding them safely down. "Whoa," Skitter said. "You saved us." Shelley smiled. "Slow and steady's got moves too." Every morning, Lila tended her tiny garden on the castle wall. Roses, tulips, daisies, all bloomed under her care. But one misty dawn, a shadow loomed overhead. A dragon. "Please don't eat my flowers," Lila begged, but the dragon sighed. "I don't want flowers, I need help." He opened a claw, revealing a wilted golden seed. "I've tried planting it everywhere, but it won't grow." Lila smiled gently. "Let's try together." They dug a small patch in her garden, watered it, and waited. Days passed. Then, sprout. A golden vine shot up, wrapping around the castle. "It needed kindness," Lila said softly. The dragon beamed. "And now I'll guard your garden, always." From then on, the dragon's wings shaded the flowers, and every visitor left with a golden bloom. Far beyond the hills stood the spiral tower, twisting high into the clouds. No one dared climb it, except Starzl. "Inside is a wish," she whispered, clutching her lantern. As she stepped inside, the staircase shimmered and shifted under her feet. "Choose wisely," a voice echoed. Every turn brought a door, one to treasure, one to adventure, one to answers. Starzl hesitated, then followed the faint sound of music. Up and up she climbed until she reached a tiny window at the very top. There she found herself playing a song on a golden flute. The wish was always inside you, the voice smiled. Starzl laughed, feeling light as air. As she played, the tower's walls unfolded into bridges of light, leading to dreams she never dared imagine. High above the tallest mountains lived a shy little cloud named Puff. He watched big clouds make thunder and lightning. "I could never do that," he sighed. One day the sun whispered, "Puff, the garden below needs help. Can you try?" "Me? But I'm too small," Puff said. "Please," the sun smiled. Puff floated down and gave a tiny squeeze. Out came the softest drizzle. Flowers perked up. Trees sighed in relief. "More, Puff," said the sun, and Puff gave just enough to bring the garden back to life. Back home, the big clouds cheered. "Look who made rain today!" And Puff finally felt big enough. Tinsel the elf and Twinkle the kitten peered over the edge of Candy Canyon. "We've got to find the missing gumdrop crown," Twinkle meowed. "Before King Caramel wakes up," Tinsel adjusted her peppermint-striped hat. "Let's rappel." They slid down licorice ropes, dodging cotton candy clouds and marshmallow boulders. Suddenly, a licorice snake hissed. "No one passes without a riddle." "We don't have time," Tinsel cried, but Twinkle purred, whispering the answer in its ear. The snake smiled and slithered aside. Deeper into the canyon they raced until there it was. The gumdrop crown sat atop a chocolate stalagmite. Carefully they lifted it, just as the sun rose. "Quick!" Tinsel giggled. "Back to the castle!" And as they placed the crown on the king's head, he stirred and smiled, none the wiser to their sugary adventure.